All right, we've got this properly biased. It sounds great. What I'm having a hard time understanding is if it sounds better before or after the biasing. It was showing a higher current on both channels prior to the adjustment. I would have thought it would have been the opposite. So it may have been running too hot before, but regardless, it sounds great. All right, tonight we got the Kenwood 9 G out. This is late 70s. It's 80 watts per channel. Kenwood, there's a lot of airspace in here, and I can't say it's made poorly by any means. Sometimes Kenwood doesn't get the love I think it deserves. For an 80 watt receiver, those caps might be a little small, but at the end of the day, looks like it's got good heat sinks. It's got a nice looking front panel, but it's not very heavy. Okay, we're gonna bias this. There's two potentiometers right here and right there, which I'll put a little deoxit on. And then there's test points. This is current, so we hook it up to the milliamp meter. This should be at 26.5. It's now running at 35.8. So that means it's probably running hot. It should be running hot, which means it should be lower. So this has been a good performer. I don't have any complaints, but we'll bias this to put this in range. So let me go ahead and hook up the other speaker or the other channel, and let's see what that looks like. That one's at 34. So we got to get this at 26.5. I'll get some deoxit here. We're going to go ahead and just spray a little on each of the potentiometers, just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. And this is on and this is live. We want this one to be at 26.5. So this is actually probably running a little hot from what I can tell. So let's get this to 26.5. That's about maybe a third of a turn. So I don't know if that's going to make it sound better or if it's going to be a little bit weaker because, again, this thing was running hotter, meaning it had more current. It sounded fine, but I want to get this biased right. So that's 26.5. We'll do the other one now. All right, the other channel is running higher as well. By the way, the negative and whether it's negative or positive, it doesn't matter. It just has to do with polarity. But this should be at 26.5 as well. We're going to go ahead and adjust here. So I think this amp drifted in the increased direction. And I don't know, usually most of these are lower. So we'll see how this sounds once it's in range to where it should be. I was a little surprised. Usually these are lower, but the fact that this is higher, don't know what that means. So there's 26.4. That's close enough. So now this has been biased to spec. Also, it's been on about 15 minutes just so it's warmed up. I'm going to go ahead and give it a power on with speakers and then a burn in. We'll see how it sounds.